All right. Welcome back, guys. This is episode 2. So, I wanted to start off this episode by personally thanking you guys for all the nice feedback and positive support from the first episode. It really does feel good to get that support and to get that positivity. It definitely makes me want to keep doing these. And a couple of reasons why I do these. One, I enjoy it. It really does, keep me motivated. But also, I want to be able to give back and to potentially help you guys. So if there's just, one small piece of information that I can basically disperse, in these videos, and you guys can run with it and better yourselves with it, then of course, for me anyways, it's definitely worth the time to do these. So again, I really do just want to say thank you, and hope you guys enjoy this second episode. All right, hopefully you guys enjoyed your holiday season. You guys had a great Christmas and a good New Year. So happy New Year's to you guys. For me, Christmas was really, really nice. It was good spending time with the family. The last 3 years, I would say that our Christmas tradition is that my wife makes Christmas brunch for the family, and she makes this fabulous dish. It's like a egg dish where it's got egg, cheese, sausage, bacon, basically all the fats are in this dish, and she bakes that and it comes out amazing. Then of course, we have pie, pumpkin pie, apple pie, just all the good food to go with it. And of course, all the fats again, all the carbs. But just Christmas was really nice. We had good food, good family around us. Of course, we had plenty of gifts. We played a lot of board games. We just had a really nice Christmas. So that couldn't have gone any better. Unfortunately, a couple days after Christmas, after I had an amazing upper body workout, the next morning I woke up sick as a dog. Basically, I came down with the flu, high fever, chills, body aches. I had pains like running through my legs. It wasn't too pleasant. Chest congestion, just basically the whole 9 yards. Just felt lousy, and basically for 10 days I was under the weather, and I missed that much time in the gym. Like yesterday was my first training session back in 10 days, 10 or 11 days. So it was a really, really rough start to the new year. I didn't have an appetite, so it was hard for me to take food in. I definitely was under eating for a good chunk of those 10 days. And my body weight went from 192 down to 187. So I lost 5 pounds in roughly about a week's time. And even though I'm prepping, and of course I welcome fat loss and I welcome weight loss, that wasn't the type of weight loss I was looking for. I wasn't looking to drop 5 pounds in about a week's time. You could imagine that my physique took a little bit of a hit. Prior to getting sick, that last training session, like I was swole, I was pumped. I had a lot of fullness, and you can say I'm really excited about this prep, just because my physique, in my opinion, is looking just about as good as it's looked at 192 pounds. So, I had a lot of fullness. I was excited, but then to get sick and then to, kind of undereat for a little bit, you can imagine, and not training, just what my physique did. It basically took a backslide, lost my fullness, and of course, getting detrained by not training. So strength levels, stamina and all that kind of took a little bit of a hit. So it was frustrating to say the least to kind of see, my physique going in the wrong direction. But I also knew, that the main thing or the priority wasn't so much prep. When you're that sick, the priority is just getting better, like just getting over it, getting yourself back to health. My family depends on me, quite a bit. Not just, of course, with work and all that, but, they depend on, a lot of help around the house and things like that. So a lot of the burden got put on my wife. And she got sick as well. So she got sick after me. So it's just been really hard in the Alberts household. So just the main thing was to get myself back, to full health, and of course, trying to get that appetite back up. And basically, long story short, 10 days later, I was able to get back into the gym. Now, the game plan coming back to the gym wasn't, so much, hey, let's just get back in there and go at it 100%. I knew that more than likely strength levels might be a little bit down. Definitely stamina. I know stamina was down because on Sunday, I took my son over to Chuck E. Cheese. His mom wasn't feeling great. I'm like, I got to get him out of the house so that way my wife can rest and get some sleep. So I took him over to Chuck E. Cheese, and it was raining. And I'm like, all right, we're about 30 yards from the front door. I told him, okay, as soon as we get out of the truck, you're going to hold my hand, and we're going to make a mad dash for the door. So that's what we did. We basically kind of like a full-on sprint to the front door. Once I get to that front door, I was huffing and puffing. So I knew that, my stamina basically is just not there. So getting back into the gym, I knew I better play it safe, better play it conservative. So started out that first training session yesterday just basically touching about 70 to 75% of my normal loads, and the volume I kept it on the lower side of things, the lower side of my range. So the workout went well. The good thing was strength level felt good. Like I felt like I could do more, so that was a good sign. Like, okay, I feel like I can lift heavier. So that was a good sign. Even though I didn't do that, though, it was just a good sign to know that strength levels are still there. I did notice that stamina, though, during the workout, like after my first couple of sets, I was coughing in between sets. So I know that my lungs aren't 100% there. I'm like, probably 90 to 95% recovered. So I knew better than to try to push volume and just keep things on the lower side of things. And I'll gradually, taper the loads and the volume up over the next couple weeks. And the game plan is to just regain, that lost fullness, and to regain my strength and stamina. And, of course, coming back from illness, I don't want to just jump into a deficit or continue on with my prep in a deficit. Basically, like I said, over the last 10 days, appetite really wasn't all that great. I lost 5 pounds. I'm in a hole right now, so the last thing I want to do is to basically make it harder for myself to climb out of that hole. So I don't want to stay in a caloric deficit. I'm actually putting myself back into a surplus, and now that my appetite is back, it's a lot easier to get those calories in. So I'm basically increasing my calories by about 400 to 500, and the majority of that is coming from carbohydrate. I want to make sure that my training sessions are well fueled, and that my glycogen stores are being replenished. And of course, carbohydrate is a great way to do that. So I'm basically increasing my carbs by roughly 100 grams. So typically but my average carb intake prior to getting sick was right around 250 grams. So now we're looking at about 350 to 400 grams. I don't know the duration of this. I would say, probably a week, maybe 2 weeks at tops. Typically, when I look back at my past history, the past 33 years of training, I've had my fair share of illness over those 33 years. And, based on, my history, it typically takes me anywhere between 1 to 2 weeks to regain strength, stamina, and fullness. So that's surplus. You can kind of just say, like, right now I'm doing like a mini bulk, just kind of, regaining my form from prior to when I was sick. So once I'm kind of, back to full steam, got my strength, got my stamina, got my fullness, then I'll go ahead and dive back into the deficit and continue on with fat loss, because obviously I'm contest prepping, and that is the goal, is to get shredded on stage. But again, the last thing I want to do right now is to continue on in a deficit when I'm currently in a pretty big hole. I don't want to get on stage looking like a shredded stick, or a stick with shredded glutes. That is not the look I'm aiming for. I'm looking to look like a nice shredded and full bodybuilder when I get on stage. So all in all, I've hit a little bit of a road bump early on in 2019. It's definitely been a little bit frustrating. It's hard to see yourself kind of take that step backwards. And of course, I'm eager, I'm motivated to get shredded, but at the same time, I know that I can't get too ahead of myself with that. What's more important again is to regain that fullness and that strength and the stamina, regain that, so that puts me back into a really good position to continue on with my prep. But yeah, very frustrating to see at the end of 2018 just my training on the up and up, hitting PRs, seeing my physique look nice and full, and being excited for 2019, and to kind of end the year and start the new year with the flu. It definitely sucked. Yeah, it definitely sucked. But I know in the next week or two, things will be back to normal, and I'll be, moving the way I want to be moving, with this prep. So other than that, yeah, that's basically it for this one. So hopefully you guys learned a little bit of something, maybe how to maneuver yourself, around, maybe a prep when you're sick, or, maybe if you're mini cutting or something like that, your health is definitely, the priority. And remember, we're bodybuilders. We don't want to look like shredded sticks. So sometimes you have to take a step back and just basically get yourself healthy again, get yourself strong again, and then continue from there. So it's just, in a sense, you can still get to your destination. It just might take, a little bit more time, but the end product will definitely be worth it if you're patient. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Until the next one, keep training hard, and we'll talk then.